Okay, Gaffer, first things first, it seems to come around quicker and quicker each time that we're approaching another match. How much are you looking forward to Leyton Orient on Saturday?
I think the players look forward to every game. As a manager, I look forward to every game. We've tried to make sure our preparation's been spot on every game, and I just feel it was a little bit unfortunate that we're spending this week after the back of a defeat. I thought there was never a real moment in the game until the goal went in where I felt we was under real pressure, and going 1-0 up was certainly a game that I felt last year we would have definitely have been resilient enough to make sure we held on to that lead and won 1-0. I know we had complaints last year of winning 1-0, but a win's a win, and we've got to do whatever we can to make sure we get it, and we've got to get it soon.
Is it one of those strange situations where last year people were kind of complaining with performances at times, but you were getting those 1-0s, as you say, whereas this year the performances in terms of entertainment value, I suppose, really has been much greater, but results haven't quite gone the right way. I suppose it's finding that balance between the two.
I think the balance it can only go one way, and that's win, and it's important. I make sure I get the players to keep believing. I think it's difficult at times when we've lost a little bit of experience and you're relying on a lot of younger players that haven't had that togetherness, have not had that pressure of dealing with League 2 football on a regular basis. And it's important. We talked about our first week and a half, 2 weeks of football that we had, and we looked very strong, we looked very powerful, we looked athletic, we looked bright, we were clever, and we just got to get back to that.
How do you as manager try and get back to that?
I think it's important not to cloud the players too much because they are close. I don't feel there's a great gap at the moment if you gain 2 wins, but I don't want to be stood here now and supporters thinking that I'm not doing my utmost as a manager and to lead in a confident way to get this win soon. I felt on Saturday it was unfortunate, and I felt other performances like Morecambe, the difference has been in both boxes, and there was a lot of final third entries certainly on Saturday that you're expecting certainly our strikers and perhaps midfielders to share that workload of scoring that goal at a crucial time. I'm asking midfielders to get shots off, I'm asking forwards to be confident, be positive in 1v1s, look to make that extra run in the box that we was making at the start of the season. And I just feel it's just a matter of time with a little bit of luck that our fortunes will change.
We look at it last year and the defence was so strong. When you know that your defence is strong, does that take pressure off the midfielders and strikers in terms of what they need to do in the final third?
I feel the defence was quite consistent last year. We're working with a whole new front three this year. Unfortunately, I've not had Zoko. I think he plays a massive part within our squad, certainly what he'd done last year, so we're looking forward to him being closer to being available for selection. And I just feel every game, Can, Edges, Eves are taking a little bit more responsibility, in Campbell, but also at the same time learning from their mistakes of knowing the right movements at the right time. And I feel they're good players, they're very good players, and that suggested that to me the whole of pre-season and certainly the first week. Having said that, with the run of defeats now, there's a little bit more pressure and there's a little bit more responsibility. When you cross that white line, you've got to feel you deserve that opportunity to be in that final third, and then you've got to finish it off. And I think every manager up and down the country wants that striker that's going to score goals and relieve the pressure to help the team win games.
And as manager, since you've taken over here, you've always used that 4-3-3 formation. Is it still a system that you see as the future?
I think when I look at the back of, well, certainly the start of last year, I felt there was large periods of the game that we'd even do well to get in the final third. I didn't feel the quality we had in a 4-4-2 when I changed it to that at Blackpool. Players were playing passes and it wasn't a natural angle. But I feel if we believe in and we make sure we keep believing in our system and the system works well, like it did for large periods of the game on Saturday, and you get that win, no one questions that. No one questions. I think when you're on the back of a run of 5 defeats, like we have been. There's a lot of questions, and they should be questions, but I have to make sure, one, the players believe in the system. I have to make sure I believe in the system, and was the system a success last year? I feel we are getting to the stage now as far as personnel, as whether I change one or two players, because since I've been manager I've tried to stick with the same group of players, and I've tried to be loyal to them. I've tried to give them confidence. It's not like the supporters have got on their backs. The supporters have been very supportive, and I just think it's them thinking a little bit loosely in their heads and being a little bit more aggressive to score a goal that'll change their fortunes.
Leyton Orient's tactics, obviously two big strikers and then the dangerous wide men in Gavin Massey and Harry Cornick. Is that the kind of tactics you expect from them on Saturday?
Well, we know Gavin because Gavin was here, and we know Harry because Harry was here. What we don't know is, at the moment, certainly the way Leyton Orient play, is how physical they're going to be as far as that ball, that diagonal ball from back to front that we've got to deal with, which we have always had to deal with when we've gone to Leyton Orient. We've got to deal with the threats in the wide areas, because Massey's very positive 1v1, he can look to unlock you, and the same with Harry Cornick, which we all seen last year. We was under large periods of pressure last year, and Harry would pick the ball up, he'd take off at the halfway line and still have the ball at his feet at the 18-yard box. So we've got to make sure that we stop that at source and we get there early, and we look to take that ball off Harry. And he's a good player. This club allowed him to develop, just like it's going to allow two of our younger players to develop at the football club. But cool, calm in our heads, and make sure when Saturday comes we're passionate at the same time.